What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new video. Welcome to some more Forza Horizon 5. And in today's video, I'm going to be trying to drift. Yes, drift. This absolute behemoth. This massive 6x6 Mercedes AMG. Now, this is going to be interesting because, right, so I made this video a couple days ago, pretty much trying out your tunes. Somebody sent me a drift tune of one of these, and it wasn't the best. It wasn't great. Let's just put it that way. I felt like it still needed a little bit of work for it to be a very good tune. So it wasn't really that great. So I told the person, obviously I said it in the video, that, you know, it wasn't really the best of tunes. But I also did say in that video that I'm going to go ahead and build one of these myself and show you guys how easy it is to actually get one of these to drift. I've also had someone in one of my previous videos yesterday, I think it was, in the comments say for me to build one of these things because it's very difficult to drift in this game. And it was also very difficult in Horizon 4. I feel like in Horizon 4 I did a really good job of building one of these things. But yeah, I think in this game it's just going to be just as easy to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in today's video. So if you want to watch it, then feel free to watch it. If you're enjoying these sort of videos, please subscribe. It helps out a lot. Try to get to a goal this year of 420,000 subscribers, for obvious reasons. But yeah, and also like the video, comment, all that sort of stuff. Whatever it is you guys want to do. So obviously completely stock, this thing only makes... only makes... Let me go back to the festival, I'll show you guys. I was about to say only makes... I think it's like 600 horsepower or something like that. It's something ridiculous anyway. Let's have a look here really quick. Off the bat. Sorry, 536. 536 horsepower. It also has 760 newton meters torque. But the only thing is that's holding this thing back is the sheer size of it. The crazy amount of grip at the rear end because it has 4 tires at the back instead of just a 2 as a normal car would. And it also weighs 4.1 tons. So it's very, very heavy. Now, like I did say, I was going to go ahead and make this thing pretty much a drift build. So that's what's going to happen. Now, obviously I'm going to be using the same truck. I think this is the same one that I've used in the last video. So I ended up changing to this thing. So some of the parts would be already bought because of the tune that person has sent me. So that's why you see some of these are owned already. So I am going to put the same sort of parts on this thing. The 7.5 or 7.4 liter V8 twin turbo. I'm definitely going to do that. I feel like that's going to be kind of good. What about this one? What's this engine like? 1,000 horsepower on that one. I don't think the other engine I can actually do anything to, like, in the parts here specifically. So I'm just gonna have a look and see. So yeah, it only makes about 1,000 horsepower. So I think the other one is obviously going to be a lot better. We need a lot of power and a lot of torque. So I'm gonna put that engine in it for right now. But yeah, you can't actually change anything there. As for this, do I want to do anything to the front end of this thing? That just looks so stupid. I kind of want to do it, but I kind of want to also keep this thing as light as possible. Come on, man. That's so cool. That's so much weight, though. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Alright, for the tires, can't really change much. I'm going to keep these standard. It's just stock tires. These will also add grip, so I don't really need more grip. I actually need less grip. Same with these. I'm not going to change the tire width at all. As for these wheels, interesting. Maybe some sort of off-road wheels or something. I still want to keep this thing looking sort of beefy, you know, and built for off-road. So I kind of still want to pick something that'll sort of reflect that, I guess. I don't know. See, I kind of like these Mickey Thompson wheels. Aren't these like drag wheels? Okay, anyway, let's go to actually this selection because this, I think, gives me the lightest set of wheels. So 49 kilos dropped from some of these wheels. So I kind of want to go with something here, right? If I want to do something lightweight for these wheels. I don't really know what to put onto these things, to be honest with you. Like I said, as much as I want to make this thing as light as possible, I still want it to look kind of decent. Try to put these Oz wheels on it, center locking nuts and everything. I don't know what else to even like try to put on this thing. Sure, we'll put these on. Why not? It's stupid anyway. Okay, I'm not gonna change the size of those. I'm gonna go ahead and change this though. He's put an 8-speed. I also have this bot as well for whatever reason. So I'm gonna buy just a normal race transmission. I just want the 6 gears. I think that's perfectly fine with the 6 gears. So I'm gonna do that. This is with the drift diff. Again, that doesn't really make too much of a difference there. Because off-road tires and that, yeah, I'm gonna do that just because then we can adjust those. Do that, and then weight reduction. Now our weight is at 2,988 kilos. So it should be definitely a lot better. I have 2,000 newton meters of torque. on this thing. So that's pretty much it. So I only spent 4K, which is probably just for the wheels, to buy for this, and that's it. So that was pretty much the whole buying process of this thing. Now for the tune is going to be interesting. So obviously I want this thing to have the least amount of grip as possible because it's very, very heavy, so it'll slow down very easily. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the PSI up as high as I possibly can. I feel like this is going to be so much easier than to slide like that. The gear ratios I need to adjust myself while I'm driving, so I can't really do much here right now. So I'll have to go and start driving this thing and seeing what that's like. Since I need a really low amount of grip, I'm going to bring the caster all the way up. I'm also going to bring the front camber all the way up. And the rear camera, I'm going to bring it to about 4 degrees. Negative, obviously. And here's a big kicker here. Actually, I want to bring these as well, the throttle bars. Stiffen all these quite a bit. I'm going to stiffen the rear end a little bit more than the front. And I'll probably do the same thing with the springs as well. So these are all, obviously I'm on off-road suspension now, so this is why everything is as soft as possible. So I'm going to do something like this for now. I feel like if I adjust the front end to be softer than the rear, I think it helps a little bit with steering responsiveness. This as well. Obviously, if I go as low as possible, it's not going to be that great. I don't think that the springs are going to do much difference there, because now if it's as low as possible, it's not really going to compress down anymore, but it is going to extend, which is where the dampers come in handy. So again, I'm going to stiffen all these as much as I possibly can. I don't want a lot of play in the suspension, if that makes sense. I want the suspension to just sort of be there a little bit, you know what I mean? If I get a lot of play in the suspension, it means that it'll absorb most of the power or everything that I'm putting to the car. I kind of want it all to go to the road, because that'll just make the tires lose grip a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm also going to make this thing fully rear wheel drive, so 100% of the power going to the rear wheels. The only problem with this is some cars in this game don't actually have that happen. So I'm also going to fully lock the rear diff and do this for the front end, which now should technically make this thing a proper rear wheel drive. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to work the acceleration, but like I said, I'm going to have to see. The one thing that I didn't touch, as you guys have seen, is the toe. The toe is super, super important. And the reason why I say that is because that'll help me. See, right now, if I just drive this thing, right, I should probably be able to, you know, slide it a little bit. But you can see it kind of straightening up again. I completely forgot the sheer size of this thing. Completely forgot the sheer size of it. I'm just there going sideways. I tried to rip the handbrake and everything. Oh god. Okay, but what I was gonna say is you'll be able to see it straightening up very easy. So you can go sideways and do all that sort of stuff, right? See what I mean? I'm still steering to the right here, and it's still just not going that way. So this is where the toe comes in. If you mess with the toe and absolutely destroy the suspension for this thing, so the steering for this thing. So if you bring the toe out, this is one thing that I've learned on Horizon 4, and you completely mess with the toe like this. Now it should make it very, very unstable for you to drive this thing in a straight line. So it should only want to go sideways. So watch this. I'm not going to steer at all. Look at it. It's turning right. Let's actually not fly off the cliff. That'll be a good idea. So let me go down here over to the left, and I'll show you guys. I'm not going to steer at all from now. Look at it. It's turning left. It's just going left by itself. So you're actually messing with just the way this thing drives, and you'll be able to see heavy toe out. If I can pan my camera like this, you can see the rear wheels. Now it only affects the front set of rear wheels, if that makes sense. So the rear set doesn't get adjusted at all, so they just remain like that. Now this will also, like I said, help with getting this thing to not drive in a straight line, meaning that you can get this thing to slide very easy. See? Very, very easy to get this thing to slide. Definitely need to mess with my gear ratios, because I don't think any of these are good at the moment. But yeah, let's do some of that now. So I'm gonna extend my gears a little bit. We'll do this. I definitely don't need 7 gears, so I'm gonna make it so I only have 6. And we'll see what this is like now. So 4th gear is a bit too long, I think. Maybe third and 4th is probably the 2 gears I'm gonna be messing around with the most. Maybe if I make 3rd gear just a tiny bit longer, I think I should be fine with that. Yeah, it's very straightforward to slide. I need my third gear to be tiny, the tiniest bit longer. Just a tiny bit. So something like that. I'll obviously extend the rest of the gears as well, but third gear I just want to be that little bit longer. Handbrake works well. Power works well. The amount of grip that I have is all good. And then you just try to drive it. You point it in the right direction and drive it like any normal car. Now this is obviously not going to work for every single car, but this messing up the toe for the car is just super beneficial, especially when you're driving something that just doesn't want to slide, you know, when it's something like this. Obviously don't do that to your regular cars because they'll just not work. Well, they will do the same thing that I'm doing now, but if you're trying to do it, or if you're trying to build a good car, you know, a car 4 points or whatever, yeah, just definitely do a proper tune for it. This is, like I said, just to fully destroy this thing from driving in a straight line. Like I said, for a lot of the cars, it's like it works really well. Like it's very useful, but not for every single car. This also doesn't have drift suspension. That's another thing. So that's why I kind of wanted the front end to be a little bit more responsive. That's why a lot of that, what I just done there, is also very useful because then I can just change direction very quickly. I can sort of hold decent angle with it as well. And I think this could now be a 1,000,000 point truck. I think I can possibly squeeze out 1,000,000 points with this thing. I have the power, I have the torque or whatever to push myself along pretty easily. I think I have just the right amount of grip as well, so I can just send myself along this road without a care in the world, and this thing will just stay sideways. Like I said, easy, very easy to build drift cars in this game. It doesn't matter what they are. You just have to sort of take your time with them, or you just sort of have to know how to do it. Obviously, I've taken my time building stuff in Horizon 4 for a bunch of years, actually, to get, you know, used to learning how to build specific things. Ooh, I messed that one up myself, actually. That was my fault. There we go. A little bit more sideways here, because I am slacking. I am falling behind. I messed up a little bit this run. That's okay. I'm going to try to see if I can make it up in some other places, points-wise. But it's good. But yeah, what I was saying is that I've spent a long time in Horizon 4 trying different tunes, learning how to drift properly as well. I mean, I was decent in Horizon 3, but in Horizon 4, I think I just stepped my game up quite a bit, because in that game, I sort of learned how to do a bunch of different types of things. Point drifting, drifting with sim steering, all sorts of things, which is, I know, something that I didn't end up doing in Horizon 3, and then obviously, you know, bringing that over to Horizon 5, where the handling physics aren't really that different to Horizon 4. It's very beneficial. Like, if it's something that I do for a living, which is pretty much I play a lot of Forza for a living, knowing what I'm doing is most of the work. Because if I just go about, you know, pretending like I know what I'm doing, I feel like it'll be just such a waste. It'll be so easy for people to see through it, but like I said, I've spent so many years playing these games that, you know, people from the comments section, you know, people with other videos, stuff like that. Like, obviously, I've talked to other people, you know, and I've learned how to build all this sort of stuff, and it's just something that happened. Most of this stuff, most of these tips and stuff like that is literally coming from you guys, literally coming from the people in the comment section. Because I always have people... I messed that up. I messed up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze out 1,000,000 points now. What do you think? Maybe? Ooh, it's going to be close. It is going to be very close. Oh, am I going to do it? Of course I'm going to do it. I'm joking. There you go. 1,011,000. Yeah, it's really good. Like, it's easy to slide, even with a terrible run, as you saw me like mess up. Look at this thing, by the way. Watch, I'm not gonna steer from now. Look, it's just swirling left and right. It doesn't know where to go because of this toe setup. But yeah, this is pretty much how you sort of cheese a car that doesn't want to, you know, go sideways too much. You just mess with its toe, especially with a car like this that doesn't have drift suspension, which is super important for a car like that to to do that because your front end, your steering angle for the front end is like terrible. Like it's just not good. Obviously, the off-road one that I've put on now is going to be better than the standard one. So if I left it standard, obviously, I don't think I would, first of all, be able to tune any of the suspension or change anything there. So that's one thing. But the second thing is obviously steering angle. I think off-road steering angle gives me a little bit, or off-road gives me a little bit more steering angle than in the rest. Yeah, it just feels a little odd again driving this thing with that tow setup, or it just doesn't want to drive in a straight line and it just constantly wants to go sideways. But then again, it's kind of what I wanted to do. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then of course, like I said, subscribe, like the video, do all that sort of stuff. And I really, like I said, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.